Welcome again to a third installment of The Devil Attacking Marriages, Part 3. The more that we look at these words that are written down, I realize that in Genesis chapter 2, 21 to 25, and Matthew chapter 19, 6, I realize that is not every marriage that God joined together. Now that's a different topic for another time. But it's something to understand. It's not every marriage that God had joined together. It's really simple. You have to be led by the Spirit of God to choose a right wife. And to be led by the Spirit of God to choose a right wife, you have to be led with knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Even if you have not come to the full understanding, but you have to be led by a spirit, a good spirit, to choose the right wife. So there's a few ways you could be led by the Spirit of God. By mother and father. Your mother and father, in some point in their generation, have to instill some good values, some good spirit, which is the Spirit of truth, which is the Spirit of God. Another one, if you don't have a mother and father, you have to seek out knowledge and understanding through someone, a good man and a good woman. You have to seek it out. You have to look into the world, and you see, even Proverbs, it says, wisdom shout out to the ignorant, and most of us don't hear. So in a few ways you can understand and see these things and be led by the Spirit and choose a right wife. Also, those who have a good marriage and have an understanding and have the Spirit of the Father have to go out there and teach the upcoming generation the truth about marriage, and so that when the devil attacks and you think that you shouldn't get married, those will be pushing against the devil's attack against marriage. So that, in a short version, how the Spirit of God lead a man to marry the right Jesus' wife. Student says to him, if the case of the man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. Jesus responded, not all can receive this belief except to those it was given. So here what the disciple them, let me talk in my language now. The disciple them must say, yo, if we can't put with the woman, if this is the case, if we can't put our wife, if them do something for any reason. So what's the good for get married then? Why should we get married? You see, the disciple actually had the same belief like the Pharisees in this case. They had the same belief. He answered them by saying, there are some that are Enoch, which were born so from their mother's womb, and there are some Enoch which were made Enochs of men, and there be Enochs which have made themselves out to be eunuch for the kingdom's sake. And he that is able to receive it, let him receive it. In other words, who receives it, them not forget married, them for be eunuch, them not for be in another relation. So let them receive it. Or for them business that. So you can realize that the Jesus them student them believe exactly like how the Pharisees them believe. Them believe say if you can put where you should be able to put where your wife for any reason, which in Jesus' response to the Pharisees was not so from the beginning. And it's because of them hardened and them hard, Moses give them a concession so that there will be peace. Basically, that's what they think about. But in general, the thing is if you're married and stay with your wife because it's beneficial to the generation that is coming. So how is seductive belief attacking marriage? Well, first, that marriage is not good, neither it is profitable to men, as we see what the Pharisees asked Jesus, and also the disciples believe it also. But Jesus' teaching rebut that. So marriage is good. It was good from the beginning. And if one is led by the Spirit of truth to choose the right wife for himself. Secondly, father and mother is responsible for teaching truth to their young men and their daughters, the benefit of marriage. And the third one, we could look at young man and woman should be able to identify outside in the world the profit of marriage versus the destructive pattern of adultery and fornication. So we see if people or young people don't get married or stay celebrate for the kingdom's sake, a whole heap of social ills we are going to have to take care of. We're going to have problems on top of problems.